Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. We teach the truth about the Bible. And according to the Bible, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the lost 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
So we're going to go into the book of Revelation today. A lot of Christian pastors don't understand Revelation.
Right.
That's why they just run from the book of Revelation in the Bible.
Right.
You understand? We're going to talk about the mark and the beast. What is the mark and the beast?
Right.
The vaccine is not the mark and the beast. You understand? If somebody loves you, they will tell you to take the vaccine. Somebody who hates you, like a Christian pastor, he will tell you to don't take the vaccine.
Right.
I.S.U.P.K.
U.P.K. 1 West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace. Him start of the vision. Now put your trust in a rich.
You understand? So I'm giving scripture.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worship the dragon.
And they worship the dragon. All these nations, they worship the dragon. This dragon here in Revelation is not talking about the dragon on Game of Thrones. You know the dragon that fly in the sky and breathe fire through its mouth? No, that dragon is not talking about Game of Thrones. That dragon is talking about the white man's military.
Right.
You understand? What a dragon does do? Fly in the sky. What the white man military does do? What his jets does do? His jets does fly in the sky. Just like a dragon does breathe fire through its mouth. The bomb that has come through the white man's military is the fire. The white man's military is the dragon. That is spoken of in the book of Revelation.
Which give power unto the beast.
Which give power unto the beast. The other races on the earth is the beast. You understand? This beast here is not talking about a literal animal. It is context. Based on the context, it could be talking about a literal animal or a human being. The beast, the mark of the beast is talking about the white man. He is the mark of the beast, not the vaccine. Take the vaccine. You understand? The mark of the beast is not the vaccine. The white man, he is the mark of the beast.
Right.
You understand?
And they worship the beast, say, who is like unto the beast?
And all the races on the earth, all the nations, was so afraid of the white man's military, they worship the beast. They worship this particular beast, who is the so-called white man. Now all the races, the Chinese is a beast, the East Indians is a beast,
Right.
the Africans is a beast,
Right.
the white man, all the races is beasts.
That's right.
And we're going to prove it in the Bible. Give me a
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 34 and verse 8. As I live, saith the Most High.
Right, they said the Lord speaking here now through the prophet Ezekiel. Go ahead.
Surely, because of my flock became a prey.
Because his flock became a prey. You know who is the Lord's flock? Black people.
Right.
You is the Lord's flock. The Lord calls you his sheep.
Right.
Christ calls you the sheep of Israel. You, black man, is the Lord's flock. And we became prey. Black people in Trinidad have become prey. Black people in Tobago have become prey,
Right.
to our oppressors.
And my flock became meat to every beast of the field.
And you, black man, have become meat to every beast on the field.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every race in Trinidad and Tobago is oppressing black people.
That's right.
That's why when a black man goes into the bank, he can't get a damn loan.
That's right.
The only loan he qualified for is $10,000. Why did he say don't get $1 million loan? Those other races oppressing you black people.
Right.
Them is beasts. And the Lord calls them beasts. I don't call them beasts. You understand? I know all of them want to call them beasts because all of them love them races. But God call them beasts.
Because there was no shepherd neither did my shepherds search for my flock.
Yeah? You hear that? Because there was no shepherds. Neither has my shepherd searched for my flock. There was no black leadership. There's no black leadership in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
There is none. Show me a black leader in Trinidad and Tobago. There is no black leader to take you out of oppression, black man. There's no black leader to take you out of poverty, black man. There is no black leader in Trinidad to stop black on black crime. There is no black leadership in Trinidad and Tobago. We have none. That's why there's so much of black on black crime. Because we have no shepherds to lead us. The black man have no leadership. None. That's why we hate each other. That's right. Who is there to lead us? Who is there to guide us? Nobody. We have no leadership in Trinidad, black man. That's why we hate each other so much.
But the shepherds fed themselves.
But the shepherds rather feed themselves. You know what they're talking about? Pastor Coffee rather get rich in the Christian church than to help poor black people. The Archbishop Charles Gordon in the Catholic Church rather feed your own self than to help black people. Them Christian leaders who rich and wealthy, them don't love black people. Them hate black people. And the reason why we murdering each other in the streets, black man, is because of your Christian pastor.
Right.
Because instead of he trying to come and save us, he just leaving us into the wilderness for the beasts and them to come and devour us.
But the shepherds fed themselves and not my flock.
Right? But the shepherds and them fed themselves, but not the flock. You understand? Christianity is the mark of the beast. Egyptology is the mark of the beast. You understand? Not the vaccine. Don't be scared to take the vaccine. That will just help you get a better fighting chance.
Right.
It don't mean you ain't gonna get corona. You will still get corona. You might even die if you take the vaccine. You understand? But that doesn't mean you will not take the vaccine. It's there to help you get a better fighting chance. Like a seatbelt. If you're driving a car and you put on a seatbelt, it don't mean you'll never get an accident. You will still get an accident. You might even die in the accident. But all a seatbelt does is just help you get a better fighting chance from when they get in an accident. That's all.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not in the way of the Gentiles.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles. You understand? Christ was talking about them heathens and them. Christ telling his disciples, don't go by the Chinese. Don't go by the East Indians. That's what Christ telling the 12 disciples. Christ is telling the 12 disciples to don't go by no other race except one race.
And enter and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So in here, Christ called us black people as sheep. We are the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
You know why they call us sheep? Because sheep needs a direction. You understand? We have no shepherd, and that's why black people are going astray. Because we have no black leadership to guide us and to put us on the right path. Well, thank the Lord that commanded General YAHANNA still the truth. He kept the truth, and he's the only black man in the world that keeping black people on the righteous path so that we won't go astray. Right?
The book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Now the serpent was not a literal snake. The serpent was a human being. Your Christian pastor won't understand that. Because the book of Genesis was a book of metaphors. It's black people wrote the Bible. Black holy men wrote the Bible. No white man wrote the Bible. No East Indian wrote the Bible. It was black people wrote the Bible. And we just talking metaphors. So the snake was not a literal snake. The snake was a human being. You understand? Continue.
Which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
So the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Now remember before Ezekiel, I showed you that all the races is beasts. Now because all the races is beasts, there's one beast that stands out.
Right.
There's one beast who's so subtle.
Right.
Who is so evil and
right.
wicked. There's one race of human beings on the earth that is so wicked. We call them a snake. That's what Genesis 1 is talking about.
Right.
The snake wasn't a literal snake. If I and somebody go to rob a bank and that brother snitch on me from robbing the bank, what I go call him? I go call him a rat. It doesn't mean that the brother is a literal rat. It doesn't mean that. It's just a metaphor for how his characteristics was. He's a rat. The police, what we just call the police and them pigs, it doesn't literally mean that the police is pigs. It's just a metaphor black people are store. So the serpent in Genesis was not a literal snake. The serpent in Genesis was the so-called white man.
Right.
Him so subtle. You don't just call him a beast. You call him a serpent, a snake. Right, Revelation.
And the great dragon was cast out.
And the great dragon was cast out. The great dragon again was the white man's military. Not a dragon in Game of Thrones. That is not the book of Revelation. This Bible here is not a storybook. This is a real life book. You understand? There's not a storybook. Real events took place in this Bible. You understand what John was seeing in Revelation?
Right.
When John was locked up in prison in the book of Revelation, there's a vision he was seeing from the Lord. And this vision here, the white man's military jet that he saw, he called it a dragon. That was a vision that John was seeing.
That old serpent
that we just read in Revelation, Genesis. That old serpent, quite back into the beginning of Genesis, is talking about the so-called white man. He is that old serpent. He is the dragon. His military.
called the devil.
Called the devil. You know why they call him the devil? Because the New Testament was written Greek. And in Greek, the word devil just means a slanderer. That's right. And diabolo. Right. In the Greek. That way translated. And it means a slanderer, a deceiver. So the white man, everybody does like. The Chinese and them does like, the East Indian, the African. But because this white man does like so much, he's called a devil, a deceiver. That's what the word devil means, a deceiver, a slanderer. Right here,
called the devil and Satan.
Right, and Satan. And we call the white man Satan because he's wicked like that.
Right.
We just call the devil, call him Satan too as well.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
As I just said in the devil. The devil just means a slanderer. He deceived the whole entire earth. He is the dragon. He is the devil. The white man, he is the serpent.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
He was cast out into the earth. The white man was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. You understand? Who is his angels? Pastor Coffee, Stevie Jakes, Eddie Long, Archbishop Charles Gordon. The people who just lie, just like the so-called white man, damn it is the angel. Because you just follow after the ones who just lie, just like the white man. You just follow after Martin Luther King. You understand? And Martin Luther King just lie, just like the white man.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. You understand? America had power to give life. America resurrected that image of the beast. You know who that image of the beast? Caesar Borgia.
Right.
You understand? The world knows him as Jesus Christ, but he is Caesar Borgia. This image fell into the days of Rome. This image fall down and crashed in the days of Rome. But America resurrected this image and pushed it in the Christian church and make everybody believe and love this image. But this image here is a white homosexual. His pastor, his father was Pope Alexander VI. You understand? And his name is Caesar Borgia, who the world portrays as Jesus Christ.
Right. That the image of the beast should both speak.
That the image of the beast should speak. What this image should speak and say? Go love everybody. Yeah, we should all hold hands and sing kumbaya. Go love everybody. Meanwhile, this image raping and molesting people in the Catholic Church.
Right.
This image raping and molesting people in the Christian Church.
Right.
Why is he saying God loves everybody? This is a damn lie. Damn the damn Christian Church.
Right.
Damn the Christian Church. And damn that white image of Jesus Christ.
Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?